Hello there and welcome to ABC Interactive English. I am Mike.
I am Rainbow.
And thank you all for joining us for this month's Culture Corner unit. In this edition, we will be taking a trip to Korea.
Korea!
Yes!
That's right. But it won't be a quick holiday for sightseeing, Korean pop idol watching, or for lots of makeup. No, we will be traveling to Korea to live there. This is not a holiday.
Okay, that's more interesting, but kind of less interesting is it's not actually us who will be going to Korea. Sorry. A young lady named Becky. Well, she went to Korea to live there for a year, and so we will be reading an article all about her experience living in that country. That's what we're going to be reading over the next 2 days. We won't go to Korea.
Sad. But before we get into the article, let's pause for a minute to learn about all of today's new vocabulary words, and then we'll come back to start the reading. 很多人都喜欢到韩国旅行，但是大家知道真正的韩国人是怎么过的吗？今天的文章要来看 Becky 住在韩国1年的生活。先来看几个单字。第一个 college 是个名词。You don't have to graduate from a top college in order to be successful, but you have to be hardworking. You don't have to graduate from a top college in order to be successful, but you have to be hardworking. 成功的人不是一定要毕业于一个顶尖的大学，但是你一定要非常努力。第二个单字 abroad 在国外是个副词。Study abroad 就是出国留学。Ray wants to study abroad in India. Ray wants to study abroad in India. Ray 想要去印度留学。第三个单字 apartment 公寓是个名词。Pets are not allowed in most apartments. Pets are not allowed in most apartments. 大部分的公寓不能养宠物。第四个单字 nervous 紧张的是个形容词。I feel a bit nervous before the show. I feel a bit nervous before the show. 表演前我感到有点紧张。好咯，现在我们看完单字例句，一起回到课文中。
Becky is from a small town in the U.S. Last year, she finished college and decided to live and work abroad for a year. She chose Seoul, South Korea. Before Becky left home, she found a job as a teacher. She would teach English at a public school. She also found a pretty cheap apartment there.
Explanation 1.
All right, so as we mentioned, Becky, remember that name? Becky is the name of the young woman who has decided to move to Korea for a whole year. It's a big adventure for her, and so let's start reading right now to find out how it all went. The first sentence in today's article tells us a little bit about her. It reads, Becky is from a small town in the U.S. Okay, so we know now that she is an American, and she's also from a small town. Wow, living in Korea is going to be a big change from the life she knew in small town America.
Yeah, totally different. But it sounds like she is at a time in her life when a little bit of adventure and some new challenges might be exactly what she's looking for. The next sentence also tells us more about Becky. It says, last year she finished college and decided to live and work abroad for a year. Okay, so she has finished or graduated from college, and she's decided to take a year to travel and work in another country. I think lots of young people would be interested in doing something like that.
Oh, absolutely. I know I was at that age. So now that Becky has a basic plan of what she wants to do, she now needs to figure out where she wants to do it. And we get the answer to that question in the next sentence, which says, she chose Seoul, South Korea.
Ooh.
And I think that would be a popular place for people to go, BTS, especially now that Korea is much more famous for its popular culture, like K-pop music, BTS, and Korean dramas that it has ever been in the past, right?
Good point.
Yeah.
I'm sure she's a fan of BTS.
Who?
Or Super Junior. But that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
I think the decision would have been an easy one for her since she's probably a fan. Okay, so now that Becky has decided where to go, what is she going to do once she gets over there? We get that answer in the next sentence. It reads, before Becky left home, she found a job as a teacher. Ah, okay. So maybe she would be teaching students just like ours, but in Korea.
Right. Maybe Becky is even watching this in Korea right now. Becky. Okay, so before we continue on with the article, let's take a few moments right now to check out the first grammar point that we have for today. Daphne is here to tell us all about it. Hi, Becky.
大家好，我是 Daphne。今天的第一则文法是 Somebody finds a job as 加名词，意思是某人找到一个点点点的工作。Find 在这里是及物动词找到的意思，三态是 find, found, found。Job 是可数名词工作，后方用介系词 as 作为点点点身份，引出工作职称。例如Lawrence found a job as a bank teller. 劳伦斯找到银行员的工作。
So, Becky, the young American college graduate, has decided to move to Korea for a year to teach English. We don't exactly know where and what she is going to teach. I think it's English, but I think we can probably guess what. So let's find out by reading the next sentence in the article, which tells us she would teach English at a public school. Wow, that will be an interesting experience for her, but it will also be challenging, at least at first.
True, a new job is always exciting and also a little bit scary. Add to that the fact that she will be living far away from home in a foreign country. And yes, it will be an exciting year of new experiences for Becky. Speaking of which, now that Becky has a job, she also needs to find a place to live in Korea. And we see as we reach our break that it says she also found a pretty cheap apartment there. Great! Okay, hopefully it's also near the school where she'll be working.
Yeah, that's very good thinking, Rainbow. And I'm glad that she found a cheap apartment. It will be easier for her to save money. And besides, when you are living in a new country, you will most likely be spending a lot of time away from your apartment, seeing and experiencing all of the new things that are there all around you. She won't be spending too much time at home anyways, hopefully. Okay, we've reached our break here. Let's pause for a moment and then we will get back to our article.
It was her first time outside of America. Becky was both excited and nervous. She didn't speak the language, and she didn't really know what to expect.
Explanation 2.
And welcome back, everyone. Becky has graduated from college in the US, and so she has decided to move all the way to South Korea to work there for a year.
Right, she'll be teaching English, and before she left home, she found a job and then she also got herself a cheap apartment to live in. Becky seems to be very well prepared, and she hasn't even left America.
That's right. The internet is so useful that she can organize all of this stuff before she even gets on an airplane. So hopefully, when she lands in Seoul, she will just be able to enjoy her new job and her new home stress-free. Well, less stress, at least.
Yeah, but even with some of the important things like a job and a place to live taken care of, Betty will still be facing some challenges. And the biggest one will be that life in Korea is very different from her old life in a small town in America. So, as we read next in the article, it was her first time outside of America. Wow, really? So she's never been to any other country?
No, I guess not. And actually, that isn't that strange. If you think about it, America is a really big and beautiful country. You could have lots of holidays there and never see all of it, or even see places that are similar. Beaches in Hawaii, mountains in Colorado, big cities. America's got it all. So, anyways, let's head back over to Daphne and the second grammar point of the day, and then we'll continue reading. I hope she likes kimchi.
第二则文法是 outside of place， 意思是在某地以外。outside 在这里是副词，在外面的意思。outside of place 字面意思就是在某地的外面，可作为地方副词片语。例如Cheryl took a day trip outside of Taipei. 雪柔到台北以外的地方一日游。
So, for Becky to be leaving her home country for the first time ever isn't too surprising, but it will bring some big surprises for her. And this all makes sense as we read the next sentence of the article, which tells us Becky was both excited and nervous. Excited to be leaving America for the first time, of course, and nervous because of all the challenges and new experiences that she will be facing in Korea.
And what will be the biggest difference for her between life in the US and life in Korea?
Kimchi.
Yeah. Probably.
Maybe.
You can probably guess, and we get the answer in the final sentence of today's article. It says, she didn't speak the language, and she didn't really know what to expect. 在这边加个补充单词 expect 就是动词期望预计的意思。Becky didn't know what to expect 就是 Becky 根本不知道会发生什么事。Right, and this can be a shock to people like Becky who's never left the US.
That's right. Suddenly she'll be in a place probably for the first time in her life where she can't understand what anyone is saying, and she also can't read any of the signs or other things like that which are all around her.
Yeah.
I know that for some people that is a very strange and even frightening experience and a very strange and frightening feeling, but Becky will just have to get used to it, learn a little bit of Korean, and I'm sure she'll be fine. Okay, let's check out our final grammar point, and then we'll come back to wrap things up.
第三则文法是 speak language， 意思是说语言。speak 在这里是及物动词说的意思，三态为 speak、spoke、spoken， 后方接语言当受词，比方说 French 法文、Spanish 西班牙文、German 德文。例如 Riley speaks French fluently。莱利法文流利。
Okay, so that's all the time we have today, but we'll be back tomorrow to learn more about Becky and her year of living and working in Seoul, South Korea. We hope you can come back to join us for that, but until then, bye-bye.
Living in Korea. Becky is from a small town in the U.S. Last year, she finished college and decided to live and work abroad for a year. She chose Seoul, South Korea. Before Becky left home, she found a job as a teacher. She would teach English at a public school. She also found a pretty cheap apartment there. It was her first time outside of America. Becky was both excited and nervous. She didn't speak the language, and she didn't really know what to expect.
Welcome to
English in
Action. I am Shane.
I'm Holly.
So today's topic is pretty useful, don't you think?
我们的主题呢就是 CP 值很高，要怎么表达？
Yeah, when I first heard someone in Chinese say CP 值, and then I said, they said CP, it's English. But I don't know what a CP is.
所以外国人其实通常都会听不懂 CP 值到底是什么蛙哥。对，所以 CP 值呢，我们这里就来教你如何用一些句子来表达。这 CP 值很高。
Okay, dialogue time.
来进入对话。I bought 3 shirts and 2 pairs of pants for just 500 NT last night.
Wow, that's a good bargain. So 3 t-shirts and 2 pairs of pants for 500 NT? Where do you shop?
夜市啊，夜市很便宜耶。
But that's too cheap.
好看就好了啦。不要想那么多咩。Anyway, that's a bargain.
Yeah, that's a bargain. So what's that in Chinese? What?
Bargain 其实本来就是交易的这一件事情嘛。那你后来就是得到一个很好的交易，你就哇，这好划算哦。That's a good bargain.
The problem is with CP 值. See, in English, we have something called cost performance ratio. But nobody says that in English.
所以原本 CP 值就是来自这个，所以 cost performance ratio 其实就是性价比。
Right.
所以就是你这个价钱可以买到什么样的东西，品质还可以很好。
可是我们不会想那么多字 That's a bargain, or that's a great deal.
OK， 这个就很划算。
Or that's a steal.
Steal 很值得，原本是在偷东西，
就是感觉就是你没有付钱就拿了，
就是
so cheap.
对你付了很少的钱，得到一个品质很好的东西，就觉得我是在偷东西吗？是这样吗？
That's a bargain.
OK.
So if next time you don't know how to say something in English,
We gotta review.
oh, okay, fine.
That's a bargain.
That's a bargain.
That's a great deal.
That's a great deal.
That's a steal.
That's a steal. All right. Now can I say it?
Yes, you can say.
Okay. So next time you don't know how to say something in English,
靠我们
就对了。
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny， 欢迎收看我们1分钟的单元。在这1分钟的时间里面，我们要复习4个单字，还会造4个例句。同学们准备好了没？1分钟计时开始。好，第一个单字叫做大学。大学怎么说呢？你可能有听过 university， 那么还可以用到 C 开头这个字叫做 college。好，当大学来解释 college 跟 university 意思就是一样的。I played volleyball in college。我在大学时期有打排球哦，可是现在都不会，可能会被球打。第二单字呢，它是当副词，可以表达在国外。在国外怎么说呢？叫做 abroad。你可以用 work abroad 表示在国外工作 ，study abroad 在国外念书。OK，Lisa had worked abroad for 7 years。Lisa 之前有在国外工作做了7年。第三个单词叫做公寓，公寓怎么说呢？叫做 apartment，就是把那个百货公司 department 那个部分呢 ，D-E 改成 A 就好了。OK，their apartment has a balcony， 他们的公寓有阳台哦。第4个单词呢是表示紧张的，紧张的怎么说呢？叫做 nervous，我剩下时间不多，紧张了。Kathy bites her nails when she gets nervous。Kathy 紧张的时候会咬指甲。好，太好啦！我们这1分钟之内已经完成任务喽，同学们表现很棒，记得要多多复习，才不容易忘记哦。那我们下次见，拜拜。